ownership, individual private ownership, or profit margin.
Exactly. So it's
local autonomy.
It's people power. That's what we're talking about. Mr. Untouchable Gun. Listen,
no, that's state power.
Hold on.
Socialism is not people power, it's state power.
Hold on. Let's bring in 5 because we'll wrap up the thing. Go ahead, 5. Welcome to the conversation.
Rise up, 5.
5, you there?
Thank you so much, Shaka, and peace. Thank you so much, brother. Peace to the panel. Yes, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, man, I can hear you.
Yeah, you have a delay though, but go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely, brother. I have a delay. Okay.
Yes.
I apologize for that. Okay. Peace to the panel. I just want to interject just some brass tacks real quick. So basically, we are dealing and we are operating in a language that is not our own. You guys hear that when I said that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So
what is semantic?
Absolutely. So when we're communicating in a language that is not our own, and we're trying to combat an enemy that created this bastard language, and we're arguing in this language, okay, we are not going to get anywhere. Chancellor Williams said in The Destruction of Black Civilization, you cannot liberate the African mind in the European tongue. All right. So what we have is confusion, fellas. All the kings are building. The brother Kofi is building. Everybody is building, and this is a great thing. But we have to eliminate confusion as African Black men. Okay, so let me just say this. Brass tacks. We know that the European speaks in forked tongue. Capitalism, socialism, whatever they want to label, how they're going to monetize oppression is whatever the fuck they want to say.
Yes.
Pardon my French. That's what they want to call it. Yes. We, as Black African men, do not use their terms. We define it in brass tacks, true or false. They are operating from a white supremacist oppression system of terrorism. So we call it that. Fuck if it's capitalism, socialism, Tea Party, Libertarian, Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter, because these sociopathic Europeans that are the white supremacists, not all of them, they're fighting with each other. So well, I'm gonna say it like this, family. We have to go back to the fundamentals. The European white supremacists that oppress us, that's their objective. Our objective should be to replace them with a system of justice.
Yes, sir.
However we got to do it, that's how we got to do it. Now, and working in their monetary system will not work unless we're undermining it, unless we're stealing money literally from them and then inserting it into our own pockets to destroy them. It will not work. It's same thing with education, same thing with law, labor, politics, religion, sex, and war. If we're not using every single aspect of human nature to undermine them and usurp them, we are running in circles.
Yeah, but who is the It's not a zero-sum game.
When a man says certain things, you have to pause and I'll pour some libation and give thanks to the wisdom, for the wisdom.
No, agree with,
a while ago. You know what I mean?
My wife is nodding as well.
Big up to Kasu, because she understands the ancestral wisdom when it goes in the ring.
I agree. Everybody have them own ideas that come to the table, and we come to conclusions based on the discussion, the dialectic, the back and forth, and you flesh out ideas. But the underlying assumption that economics is based on a zero-sum, all or nothing game.
I don't mean to cut you off, Brother Kofi.
Eurocentric.
There's no assumption. Brother Kofi, I don't mean to cut you off. This is where the confusion starts. There's no assumption. Brass tacks is true or false. Either what I'm saying is true or false. The European uses economics to oppress us. It doesn't matter how we want to delineate or define it. Economics.
Which economics?
Listen, brother, listen to me, brother. Brass tacks means true or false. Okay. It's no time for confusion. Economics is buy, trade, good, and sell. The European uses economics to oppress us. Now, how you want to define it or how anyone wants to define it, that's cool. What we need to understand is they use it against us. So what we need to do is use it against them. That's it, brother. But go ahead.
No. Getting down to that, because when we're talking about this thing, yeah, what the Brother Five is getting to is the essential point, the essential principle, yeah. And this is what I was saying before, coming out of the Garveyite tradition, yeah. When we begin to talk about economic systems, we're not trying to imitate the West in capitalism or socialism. We're saying what works best for us. Yes.
Capitalism work.
1 second. And what is our ultimate goal, and what are the transitionary stages? Coming back to what what Five said about language. That's why we begin to use words like Ubuntu, yes, and Ma'at, and delineate principles in order to define economic systems. Yeah. And I gave you one already. We don't own land individually. Land is communally is under communal custodianship, because we are not born we are not born with authority over.
Give me an example. Socialists always talk about, it's going to be wonderful if we all own it communally. Give me an example of where the system works. It's a Grenada.
I'm saying to you,
not
really.
Give us an example where capitalism working.
Exactly, capitalism ain't working. Capitalism ain't working, but that's not the point.
What mean it's not working?
The point is that our ancestors, even you said
we're here. The way of technology, the way of supermarket of food.
Kofi, are you studied in African history?
Oh, not this one again.
I would describe myself as a student of African history, yes.
Okay, you describe yourself as a student of African history. Brother, you just asked Shaka describe a system of a communal land that works, and you say you are a student of African history?
Today.
Brother, African history means in the past, brother. African history means the past, brother. Are you a student of African history?
No, you tell me. I'm sure you're gonna tell me what
you're not. So thank you. Brass tacks, brother. Let's get down to brass tacks. You're not a student. It's not a shot. You're not a student of African history. You're well versed in European systems, but you're not a student of African history.
Really?
Shaka just described to you African history. Okay. Yes. A communal land. That's African history. History. Okay, brother, don't try to refute me if you're not a student of African history. So what you need to do now is listen.
Africa is not a country. There's no such thing as African history as a monolith. That's not true.
Let me give it to you very specific. Let me give it to you.
This is an argument that Let me give it to you very African socialism.
Let me give it.
It's rubbish.
All right, sorry. I don't mean to mute. Sorry, I muted everybody only because everyone's talking at the same time and nobody can hear nothing. Please let Five finish his statement. Then Afro-Thinker can come in because he hasn't spoken for a long time, and then Coffee can come in. All right. So with all due respect, thank you very much. Five got you.
Thank you, brother Kofi. This is no disrespect, King. I love you. Listen. Let me give you specific. The Dogon, that's in Mali, right? Dogon, that's in Dogon, that's in Africa. They have a communal society. I can name 10 African countries historically before the Europeans inserted themselves in our continent that have a communal land, even Kemet. Okay, this is a fact, brother. If you can't refute this with scholarship and historical knowledge, then you have to accept it, brother. The European operates from a competitive standpoint, which is what you call, or they call, capitalism, socialism, or whatever they want to call it. They'll put a name on anything. When you're using their names for shit, pardon my French, when you're using their terms for things, you're already screwed up because it's thought, speech, and action. So if you're thinking in English and you're confused, then you speak in English and you're confused, your acts will be confused. So we got a brass tacks. Africans, by and large, did not operate from a combative standpoint with, like the brother Shaka said, they own the land and you can't come here and I'm gonna take your we didn't operate like that. This is a fact, brother. So I'll just end it at that.
All right, Africa.
Yeah, thanks. This is where sometimes even on our side, which I think I can say now, we know which side I'm on. It's not on the capitalist side, but this is where even on our side, the argument can become a bit reductive and like, you know, just intellectually false. Kofi is not equipped, and this is no disrespect to Kofi. He's not actually equipped to articulate the real problems that we should be able to see on our side of the argument and deal with them. And with respect to Brother Five, this is the problem here, is that you're talking about history and no one's disputing this. And this is really, you know, a solid point. We all agree, but the problem still remains that the real problem, regardless of whether Kofi wants to bring it up or not, is how do we go from the historical knowledge, which is not now. We've got to now get to a place where we can bring our people from where they are now with this historical principle, which we then have to extrapolate into the future condition, right, that we need them to be in, because things have changed. People's minds have changed. And when and the lexical point, you know, the point on the language is very valid. This is a very valid point. And Shaka's got a great video years ago, well, a couple of years ago, with Professor, I can't remember, Quapra or something. I can't remember the way that, you know, it's very, yes, it's very important that the lexicon is important, that we start to make transitions for those future changes that we're going to make. We don't need to wait for them to do the changes. We need to be preparing. But the issue now is that even when we talk about the words, that's just a question of translation, isn't it? It's not completely dealt with in translation. I get it, because there's the psychological connections with words and what they've meant. But we'd be kidding ourselves if we believe that we're going to have the minds, even if we have the same words that they had back then. We're kidding ourselves in thinking that we have the same minds that think exactly all the same connotations that our ancient ancestors thought. So our problem is that we have to make the transition, and even on our side, I'm just looking to hear how do we make that? How does that happen so that we don't, even if we get the picture that we want, the image, the end product, how do we keep it there? We've gone for
Good question. Coffee, then Brother Delani, go on.
Coffee.
You're on meet, bro.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, first of all, on the whole issue of the intractability of language, and the whole idea of using other people's language and we can't understand each other if we do this and we talk it that way. It just reminds me of the whole postmodern discursive debate where, everybody can get caught up in language and we can't come to any agreement, based on how slippery and some languages. I don't buy that. I don't think that we need a unitary language, whether it's Swahili or Ubuntu. I don't know, but communication is not a problem. It's the ideas that we get and that we hold on to.
Not a problem, Kofi. Kofi, you have to verify that. How is communication not a problem?
It's not a problem in the sense that we don't understand. Hey, Shaq, how come you never you don't have the rules when I talking, man?
No, he's asking you a question, my brother. Just finish.
Yeah, but I don't know enough to talk and you never.
All right, Reggie. All right.
Hey,
I don't think
you take me off from my train of thought. What I say is that you can talk. We can talk about African history from now till the morning. I mean, the Dogon in Mali. I mean, Charles Finch book on the Star of the Beginnings or something like that. I mean, I remember reading it long time ago. It's a fascinating book, very informative, and so forth. But we're talking about in today's 21st century industrialized, some say post-industrialized the economy, where for the last century, the ideas that some black conscious people have put forward as an alternative to the wicked capitalist system have failed miserably. And you can quote it with Kunta Kinte cloth all you want. Socialism in Kinte cloth is still socialism. When I talk about African socialism or whatever, it is still socialism. It did not work. So therefore, the concerns that Brother Alfred think of voice in terms of today, how do we improve people's standard of living? Assuming that that is the goal that people want. People want more and better things. People want more liberties over their life to make their own decision, not to be told what to do, when to wear the mask, when to get vaccine, etc. What kind of societies guarantee or allow people that kind of freedom while respecting other people's rights? And that system of high productivity and material wealth and freedom is the free market capitalist system. It is not Marxism. It is not African socialism. It is not conscientism or what's the
that wasn't my thing at all. You kind of strawmanned me a bit there. That's not what I said. It's not about. I'm saying to you.
So you don't want black people to improve the standard of living.
We all agree. We all want that. We clearly all want that. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about in a system that I've already basically almost gave you some help. Yeah.
But thank you.
Of course I did, because I'm saying our system I think is clearly the one that leads to equity and fairness. Yeah. I'm saying that, but even though ours is the better system, I'm saying that we need to get to the right answer. It's not just about beating you. You've been beaten from the beginning. What I'm trying to get to is the actual answer that takes us into the future so that we don't revert back to your system.
You're looking for the Holy Grail. You're looking for the Holy Grail. There's no blueprint. There's no central planning. There's nothing like that. You're looking for the Holy Grail, and you're going to be doing this now until the day you leave this earth, because people are different, they're diverse, they have different values, the morals, etc.
We understand that, brother.
There's one
I have a question.
Blueprint or 5-year socialist economic plan. Those things have been tried in the 20th century and they all fail. Learn from the mistakes of others.
Sorry, five. Brother Delani wanted to come in. I just wanted to share this comment by Ra Kepa Miyamat, who said there is no capitalism. We have socialism for the rich.
Brother Kobe, here's one question, brother, so we can get back on point and eliminate the confusion. Brother, are we in a globe where Europeans with power are oppressing and terrorizing non-Europeans? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, right? So with that being said,
power is not centered like that. Power is much more complex.
It's much more.
Power is much more complex because in Jamaica,
it's more complex.
We're oppressed by
well, it's a lot of different players. It's a lot of different players. I understand that. I get that. Good. Okay, I get that. I got Bill Cooper's book. I get that. Behold the Pale Horse. I'm saying.
Michel Foucault.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying we can agree that we're in a system that Europeans with power are oppressing and terrorizing non-whites, specifically blacks or Africans or melanin or whatever you want to classify us as. We can agree on that. That's their objective. So
who is they?
That's the white supremacists.
Because they don't all agree on that.
But brother, they on
no, they don't.
Scale, they agree on oppressing and terrorizing.
The mere fact that they're fighting over the election today means that they don't agree. They don't agree on politics. They don't agree on economics.
One place on this planet, Kofi, besides Turtle Island, where Europeans are not terrorizing Africans and blacks. One place.
Name one place on this planet.
You just answered my question with a question. I asked you a question and you didn't answer it. Answer my question.
All right, please repeat it. I didn't hear it properly.
My question: can you name one place outside of Turtle Island where Europeans are not terrorizing and oppressing Africans or / black people? One place on the globe.
This house right here. This house.
Your house.
This house right here.
Whose house?
Okay.
And you know why? You know why they can't come in here arbitrarily?
I digress.
You know why?
Coffee. Can I ask a question? Do you pay taxes, rent, or mortgage?
Everything. It's
everything.
oppressive. Oppressive. You see, if we had more competition, lowest prices. Competition, lowest prices.
What's it, brother Daddy? Sorry. 21 will be the last guest, Carl. Like I said, I have to jump off. Let me confirm. Is 21 who I think it is?
After me do this, I have to jump off as well. Can I get knock on my door?
Hey, Shaka.
So
it is who I think it is. All right.
Hear what I'm picking up. Hear what I'm picking up. You see, Kofi represent a particular thinking amongst our people.
Yeah.
They've bought into the Eurocentric way of worldview. They've become a capitalist apologist. They become revisionists for history. And they got this Kool-Aid vision about...
The vast majority of black people support your views on economics.
But I
the
said
vast majority.
All right.
Most black people vote Democrats. We all know that. Come on.
Let me get it out.
And even the Republicans, if the black Republicans aren't for free market anyway.
All right, let me get it
you're wrong.
Let the man finish, man.
Yeah, so patient. I was so patient. I had to get abused by your rhetoric.
Sorry. My apologies.
You know what I mean? Because you kept coming with that weak rhetoric, and it's obnoxious to me to hear you talk like that.
I was just trying to correct your incorrect.
I listened to you tonight, and it sounded very obnoxious to me because I'm a revolutionary Pan-Africanist, and I find that to be, man, if we wasn't on the battlefield, I don't know how you would pan out. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't understand it.
But that's why I don't join there. I've never joined.
Yeah. But anyway, the point I'm realizing that you don't accept that even America is a Euro settler state. It's a settler state.
It started out as a settler state.
It still is.
A Euro.
It's a project.
No.
It's a Euro.
History is not static. History is not static.
That's exactly that. Well, hold on. Let me finish my point. What I'm saying to you is that our job should be to undermine that system, not to prop it up. See,
but what do you mean by undermine? You're going to chop off your nose to spite your face? What do you mean undermine? That don't make no sense.
We got to
finish.
I'm very patient.
Sorry.
Just let me get it out.
All right,
because there's other people listening and may learn something from this. Because what happened is that our duty as freedom fighters is to liberate ourselves from this oppressive project that dragged us in the mud. Not to try to be comfortable in it, not trying to make it work, not trying to spread our comfortable bed in the house of oppression. Well, you know what I'm saying? We should be trying to free and burn down the plantation and get away. This settler, they took that land, Kofi. They took that land.
Yes.
Those people still live there. That's a crime. They're participating in a criminal act.
Right.
And you wanted to accept that.
No, I didn't say that. Don't say that.
Redistribution, shit.
You're assuming that's the only alternative. That's a false dichotomy. You're assuming that's the only alternative, and that alternative has been disastrous in the 20th century.
No, there is.
Those are facts.
Yeah, I'm saying this. There is no alternative. There is no alternative from taking back.
No alternative. No, they're gonna have to get. We're gonna have to take this shit out their ass.
Yeah, but how you take it back?
The artifacts.
How you take it back?
There's a lot of ways to take it back. Number one is to stop using their language as if you're going to usurp it. That's number one.
Right.
That's number one.
I agree with
There's
that.
a lot of ways to take it back.
The cure is worse than the disease.
Use our prostitute as
The cure is worse than socialism.
They're going to have to get that shit back. Ain't no other alternative. Ain't no
socialism as a cure is worse than the disease.
They're going to have to pay that shit with blood, brother. Kofi, they're going to have to pay that shit with blood. There's no politics. There's no none of that shit. They're going to have to get that shit back.
They are already paying in blood, given the fact that some of the gruesome farm attacks in Southern Africa, they are already paying. But if you
don't pay no tax. You know what I do? I take money from crackers.
Farm attacks.
In an LSC. I reinsert it in an LSC. I reinsert it in an LSC. And then I refund myself and I fuck them over. I circulate, I fuck them over. Black people, African people, all across the United States, all across the globe are going to have to learn their system to undermine it.
Militancy is
money, and then if they touch us, they got to get smoked. Right. It's just that simple, bro.
Militancy is no substitute for having economic sense.
We're gonna wrap up. Brother Five.
The Black Panthers were militant, and they were all idiots.
Hold on, coffee.
Were they militant? Where are they now?
Hold on, coffee. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just arranging to send my bank details to Brother Five for the expropriation, fund. You know what I mean? So make sure some of the expropriation come my way still. Yeah, we give thanks. All right, I'm gonna let 2121 have a comment, and then we're gonna wrap up. And I'm sure. Go on, talking. Good to see the eye. Good to see the eye. Blessed.
All right,
Kofi, why? You need some de-brainwashing.
Love you to death, Kofi. Love you to life, Kofi. Love you to life.
Love you too.
21's gone. So yeah, that was interesting. You know who that was in it, Emmy?
Meganto.
Who was it?
Look at what.
Blessed brother, laddie. Blessed. You don't remember 2020 and 1010. Yes, King.
Hey,
blessed brother, laddie. Bless.
Listen.
Yeah, that was him, but he seems to have disappeared. So I'm not sure.
You got away with one there, brother.
Yeah, well, it looked like it, innit? That might have taken the conversation somewhere else too. So yeah, family, big up, yeah. Good conversation, kept in good spirit. We love the humor and all these things. We like the vibration there, but the thing still continues. I do want to say before we wrap up though, one thing. Today is the anniversary of the Tulsa so-called race riot, which is really a massacre and a war that was waged upon black people in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In a community called Greenwood, where we were, developing community over there. So the people then come and mash up the place. Where are you based at the moment, Five? So I didn't even get to say that. Ask you that question, Five. Where are you based?
I'm in Washington D.C. Born and raised.
Okay,
hey, nice.
Right. Yeah. So I just want to say salute, to the ancestors, who were building that community. Do you know what I'm saying? Honor to them, honor to the ancestors who perished as a result of a state-sponsored, violent attack against a community of black people. The government sponsored the attack and the massacre of thousands of black men, women, and children, and the displacement of them from their homes. They burnt down the entire community and bombed it from the air. In fact, the state machinery actually inducted temporary police officers in order to go and attack those people. Yeah, so we want to just honor those ancestors, in particular the men and the women who picked up arms, yeah, to protect that community. And when they realized that an attack was imminent, yeah, it's a disgraceful,
Second Amendment and respect property rights, defending property rights. The state and the whites did not respect their property rights.
Hold on, man. We're done with the debate right now. Let's honor the ancestors. All right, let's relax. All right, cool. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I just wanted to remember that.